Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's me, Miss Catalano, and oh my gosh, I've been trying to say that for 5 minutes, but I keep on laughing every time I say that. Hello everyone! Today we are going to learn how to convert from Vertex form to standard form. Miss Catalano will also learn how to not overshare pointless information. So, the 4 rules of converting from Vertex form to standard form are: to set the equation equal to 0, rewrite the x minus h squared part of vertex form as x minus h times x minus h, simplify by foiling or doing sneaky squares, and then combining like terms. So, an example that I have for you here is y is equal to x minus 4 squared minus 17. And oversharing pointless information, Miss Catalano is struggling to get the marker cap off. So hold on one sec. There we go. Alright, so the first step that I said was to set the equation equal to y. Oh look, I already did that on accident. That was not intentional. The second step is to write the x minus h squared as x minus h times x minus h. So remember, anything squared, like 9 squared, for example, means the same thing twice, 9 times 9. So when we have x minus 4 squared, that just means x minus 4 times x minus 4. And then you rewrite the rest of the equation, minus 17. So this x minus 4 squared was just x minus 4 twice. Then you bring down the minus 17 and the y equals. Our third step is to simplify by doing FOIL or sneaky squared. You know I love FOIL, so I'm going to FOIL. I'm foiling the x minus 4 times the x minus 4. Forget about that minus 17 for a second. So first to first, x to x. So this becomes y equals x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 outer is negative 4x. Inner, negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And last, negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. So I FOILed that x minus 4 times that x minus 4 to get this. Don't forget now to bring down that negative 17 at the end. So even though I FOILed this, I can't forget that minus 17 because it's part of my equation. Then you combine like terms. Y equals, I don't have another x squared term, so x squared goes first. Remember, my x's are next. I can't combine x with x squared, so I have a negative 4x and a negative 4x. They have the same ending of x, so if I add those together, it becomes negative 8x. And then I have two constants, 16 and negative 17. 16 minus 17 gives me negative 1. This is standard form. X squared with an x value with a constant. Standard form. So I'm done with this type of problem. Throw it on the floor. Next whiteboard. It is literally on the floor, guys, just letting you know. Okay, next problem. I have now an a value in front, which we didn't have in our previous equation. But we follow the same steps. First is to set the equation equal to y, which Miss Catalano already did. Then rewrite the x minus h squared as x minus h times x minus h. That's this middle part here, x minus 2 squared. So rewrite as x minus 2 times x minus 2. Bring down all the other numbers. So I put that 4 in the front, and I'm going to bring down this negative 16 behind. Should look like this after step 2. Step 3 is to simplify using FOIL or sneaky square. Well, we can only use FOIL or sneaky square when we have two numbers in parentheses. But we have an a value in the front. When we have this a value in the front, before we even FOIL or sneaky square, there's like this little extra step. we have to combine this a value with the first factor, the first x minus 2, using the distributive property. 4 times x gives me 4x. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So now I distributed that 4 into this factor. Now I can multiply it by the x minus 2. Now I could bring down that minus 16. And I could set this whole thing equals to, y. So before I even FOILed or sneaky squared, because there's an a value in front, that's not 1, I have to distribute it into my factor. This is back to the first unit of combining like terms. Now I have two factors, 4x minus 8 and x minus 2. I could proceed with doing FOIL or sneaky square. This time I'll do sneaky square, even though I really don't like it that much. 4x plus 8 goes on the first box. I don't know why I made a square like that. And then x minus 2 goes across, or up and down. 4x minus 8 goes across. Multiply each box. 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times negative 2 is negative 8x. X times negative 8 is negative 8x. Negative 8 times negative 2, negative 8 times negative 2 is equal to positive 16. Write this out. 4x squared minus 8x minus 8x plus 16. What I don't like about sneaky square in this situation is that sometimes we forget to look back at that original equation and we forget, oh, there's a minus 16 after our factor. After we combine the factors, we still have to add that minus 16 in the end. Now I could set my equation equal to y and combine like terms. There's no other x squared terms, so 4x squared goes first. Then we look at the x terms, negative 8x and negative 8x make negative 16x. Then we look at the constants, 16 minus 16, that makes 0. So this is our standard form equation that we got from this original equation in Vertex form. All right, you know the deal. If you have any questions on this, email me. You also have a PowerPoint on this. Make sure you look at it and do the practice problems on the Google Form activity. That activity is due by midnight tonight. If you have any questions, I think I said this already, but I forgot, email me. Bye, guys.